Maiden needs to be saved because of what happened with Garten, and trigger warning, content warning with SA, and forcefulness towards another person, non-consensual activity, etc., etc. So basically, this is Garten of Maiden, an absolute cutie. However, she's no longer a member of Maiden due to certain situations. We'll get into it. So basically, on November 22nd, JTBC's Scandal Supervisor airs a segment alleging a 5th gen idol was essayed by her agency's CEO. Although the victim's identity was concealed, background footage during the broadcast seemed to be Maiden. So, a little bit of a red herring. Or is that the right saying? I do not know. But that was the first part. And then the statement details harassment, including forcible kissing and groping, and includes parental testimony. The reason why for parental testimony is because this happened when Garten was a minor in South Korea, because the age to be a Korean adult is 19 international age, which is 20 years old in Korean age. So that's why there's parental testimony, because Garten was only 18 international years old, so that is a minor in South Korea. And given Garten's incredibly sudden and recent online activity, unfollowing of the group's executives, removing Maiden from her IG bio and deleting various posts, Maybes began to suspect she may be the alleged victim. And like you can put two and two together. Like, although things aren't being said, things do seem pretty obvious. Like, if you're unfollowing the executives, like, something's going on, because idols, they want to like seem the best, look the best for the company, look like, oh yes, I do like my company, I like my executives, so that's why I'm going to follow them on Instagram. But unfollow them due to said situations, it's pretty much written on the walls. And then Maiden's official account issues a statement denying the allegations, which is heavily criticized and fails to quell an outrage. Fans notice Garten's account has refollowed Maiden, and like the statement, seemingly indicating she lost control of her account. So because she did that, people were like, "Oh, it could be Maiden's Garten." But then the company was like, "Oh no, they might be onto us. So Garten, could you just like give us a follow again? Could you show us that you do support us?" Like, that's kind of weird. Or like, even worse, they could have taken her account and be like, "All right, you're following us, right? We don't want this image on our hands." Well, if you didn't want that image on your hands, you shouldn't have done it. That's basically, it's simple as that. And then November 23rd to 27th, radio silence from 143 Entertainment, Maiden's company. Some schedules are cancelled and comments are turned off across media platforms. Once again, an obvious red herring, which indicates that it did happen to Garten. And like, you could make the argument, oh, it's just because of the image that is currently on Maiden, maybe that's the reason. I mean, if they're willing to go to that length, that means there's truth behind the allegations. So they could have easily denied it, be like, "Hey, this is not us. This is not us." But the fact they acted this way shows that they did. And yes, I know they made a statement saying like, "Oh, we are gonna take legal action against malicious rumors against our company and all that." But like, it's already like written on the wall. I say many times that it already seems like 143 Entertainment CEO has done this. And then on November 28th, Maiden's official account releases a statement that Garten has left the group and says the group would continue activities as 6 members. So basically, the whole rundown is an idol wanted to speak up about a situation that they were in, and then that idol went on hiatus, and then people speculated due to the idol's Instagram activity, they were like, "Oh, it could be this idol," even though they wanted to keep it private. The company was like, "Oh no, this is a bad image for us, for the company." They were like, "Okay, Garten, go follow us again," all that stuff. And like, the company being accused and all that wasn't going down because it was pretty obvious it was them. And they were like, "Okay, I guess we should remove Garten from the group." Looks like the solution. It's not like somebody caused all of this or whatever. It's not like a certain person in power of someone's career did all this. So basically, and yeah, and going on, December 1st, Maidens Yeso, or formerly known as Kepler's Yeso, like several fan comments in support of OT7 Maiden. Love that. Several comments include digs at the company. Notably, the CEO is a dirty pig and leave this company with the rest of the girls and Garten. I mean, if she's willing to like those things, honestly, that's brave. That's very brave. And I feel like I don't want to know what's happening in the 143 Entertainment building, but the fact that the CEO is willing to do this to one of his minor idols that officially debuted, like pretty much abusing his power towards a young woman and exploiting her because he has control of her career. Like, just because, like, how do I describe this? Just because somebody is under your contract doesn't mean you get to have them under you, okay? Like, yes, they are under your contract, they're an employee under your company, but that does not mean you can do whatever you want with them. And the reason why he was reportedly forceful towards but allegedly this guy, and then apparently Park Jung Sang is that name is probably around, but this CEO Lee Young Hak or Young Hak, I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, the reason why that he allegedly forced himself onto Garten is because apparently after a concert or fan meeting or something like that, Garten decided to bring her boyfriend to the dorm. I guess secretly, because idols aren't allowed to date or whatever, or they're not allowed to bring their partner to the dorm. But I don't know, it seems like the members were perfectly okay with having Garten bringing her boyfriend, so I feel like that's okay. But then the CEO found out, and because of bad behavior, Garten was like, okay, due to something bad that I did, I am willing to leave the group. But then the CEO was like, hang on a minute, before you leave the group, you're going to be my girlfriend for 24 hours. It's gross. It's just gross. Like, that's just gross. And then because of that, of course she was uncomfortable with it, but he still wanted to go on with it and force himself onto her. And yeah, pretty much what happened. And she is a minor when this happened, which is sad. And it's disgusting. It's gross. He shouldn't have forced himself onto her. He had no right to whatsoever. It doesn't matter if she broke a rule or whatever. It just because yes, there's daily demands in K-pop companies. I understand that. If you're still willing to do that, you still do that. But if they bring a boyfriend to the dorm, I don't see how that is such a punishable offense that they should be removed from the group. Yes, I know what happened in the Rise situation. The fans were outraged or all that, but listen, Garten, she's a young girl, right? This happened when she was a minor, right? When you're young, you want to explore what you like. You want to explore new things, and so that would lead to having relationships. I had a lot of relationships when I was a teenager, and I say I regret any of them? No, I would say that I was never the best boyfriend. I was sometimes a toxic boyfriend, but during that time I didn't know how to communicate. I was just a bad boyfriend overall, and that's what being a teenager or a young person is. I feel like it's not up to me on how relationships should go about in the K-pop industry, but using your power to take advantage of a situation that you already have control in is just wrong. It's just that's wrong. It's gross. It's gross. So it's the CEO. So okay, wait, hold on. Let me go closer to it. So the CEO is Jun Sung Park, and the founder is Lee Young Hak. Okay, so this is Lee Young Hak. So I'm guessing the actual perpetrator is Jun Sung Park, but I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure, but it's one of these lads, and whatever they did was wrong. So yes, white hair, young girl was allegedly assassinated by the exec. Yes, this should horrify you. This is definitely horrifying. And the worst part is, this isn't the first time this has happened, okay? Yes, business is business, but like using your power onto a minor is not best for business. You shouldn't be doing that. And yeah, pretty much everyone is boycotting 143 Entertainment. Now, here's the thing. This is gonna make me sound very mean, but I find this pretty easy because I already don't really listen to Maiden stuff, and I don't really want to do that anymore because of the way the company's handling it. So yeah, I know the Maiden members and the songs. I know they're great, but if this is how the people that run this company is willing to do to their minors, the minor members, and this is the way they're handling the situation when it becomes public, I don't want to support it. I don't want to. So yeah, and these are ways to help participate. I'm gonna link this Twitter thread in the link in the description below, so you can go through that. So yeah, that they basically attempted to erase her from the group. Yeah, they pulled a, what's the word? Men in Black memory flash. Like, oh, she was never there. The internet exists. Like, it's always gonna be there. Okay, like. Yeah, justice forgotten. So, FYI, the reason there's two names in the room is that in the article, it explicitly said CEO. Digital Master is not and has never been CEO, which is why the name Park Seo-joon is floating around. Who's the actual CEO? Okay. So it seems like it is Park Jun-sung, but yeah, basically, they should be reprimanded for what they did to Garten. Like, this girl. This girl who just wanted to live her dream and be an idol. But yeah, it's really sad. It's upsetting. I really wish Garten, I hope she's doing okay, her parents are doing okay and taking care of her, and her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend now, whatever the case is, I hope he's doing okay and is also treating or wishing Garten well. And I just want to let that boyfriend know, it's not your fault. It's not Garten's fault. It's the CEO's fault. This needs to stop. Like, CEOs using their power to take advantage of idols or the employees, it's wrong. And I feel like this is just a bit slightly steering off topic, but I feel like this is why a lot of K-pop companies are hiring minors nowadays, because like not only is it easy for them to take advantage of them, to be like, hey, you want to live your dream, because listen, if I was 16 years old and a football team was like, hey, become a professional football player, I was going to drop out of school and go. I remember my 16-year-old mindset. I was willing to do that in a heartbeat. But I feel like with K-pop companies, they're willing to be like, hey, do you want to debut in the K-pop company? And bring them in, and then because they were solely focused on being a K-pop idol through their teen years, that they don't have a proper education or experience in the working industry, that being an idol is all they have now. So if a young K-pop idol wanted to leave, what are they going to do after that? They don't have qualifications, they don't have the education, they don't have the work experience, they only have the experience of being an idol. And I feel like that's why a lot of K-pop companies are bringing in minors, not to make their dreams come true, but to be like, hey, you're going to stay here for a while until you make us money. That's how I see it. And I feel like that's the mindset of the CEO of 143 Entertainment, and that's what he did to Garten. So I just really wish Garten and all the members of Maiden get into a better company or something, find a better place, the company gets fixed, something like that, as long as they are all in a safe working environment.